Welcome to episode 230 of the Thunder Underground podcast. Trent and Jason here as always. And this week we've got a special one, I believe. Because it's a little bit different than normal.
Yes, it is. And also, it's episode 230. I like when I can do things by fives. So
every fifth episode's good to you?
Well, wow, you turned that around on me real quick. Fuck you. For my OCD mind.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I really love the evenness of this.
Yep.
So, there you go.
We're on our way to our original goal was to make it to 250 episodes.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there.
Yeah, in just like a couple months.
Definitely.
And then we're done.
Oh, wow. This is news to me. We are?
Yeah. Wasn't it Hetfield that was number 250? Or was that number 500? I can't remember.
I don't know. All I know is you probably turn that off and we should have a talk now because this is new to me.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it after.
Okay, that's fine. I'm good.
But the subject at hand is Adam Joad from Scattered Hamlet and Dale Diver from Grind.
That's right.
We thought, what the fuck is going on out there?
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's going on? The studio is being invaded.
I'm telling you, by morons that lay on their goddamn horns.
But anyway.
You know what it is it's the goddamn heat, okay? It's like, it's supposed to feel like 115 out there today.
Yeah.
That's why we're in here instead of our normal place. Because we don't want to pass the fuck out.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, you never know. The heat's doing fucked up shit to everybody.
That's right. But it didn't do fucked up shit to Dale Diver Adam Joad.
No, it
didn't. Me,
not.
I was sweating like a fucking step.
You were. I mean, I thought, well, he's going to fall out. But he didn't.
Yeah, I mean.
He held it together.
But so the idea behind the whole thing, well, I'll get to that here in a bit. But before we do, we should tell you that we're sponsored by MedFarm and DEB Concerts. MedFarm is a dispensary located in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma at 24683 East Highway 51. They've always got great specials going on and they've got a huge selection. And one of the specials that is always going on is if you go in there and say you heard about them from us, mention our name, mention Thunder Underground, they will give you 10% off your order. They also have a doctor on site every Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. They have a doctor on site at other times. If you just follow their Facebook, you can be up to date on all that. That's MedPHARM. They're also on Instagram at MedFarmOK. Website's medfarmok.com. And the biggest thing of all is 30% of their proceeds go to help build no-kill animal shelters in this area, which is a very, as you would say, noble cause.
It's huge.
Yeah. It's huge.
Huge. It's going to be huge. Big record. What's that from? Mr. Record Man, Ugly Kid Joe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. As much as I listen to Ugly Kid Joe sporadically.
I thought you'd know that.
I know.
I thought you would.
I listened to that song a billion times, but I haven't listened to that song in years, probably.
Have a lot of fun and hang with my bros.
Make a lot of records and I can't remember the next line.
It's okay.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of Ugly Kid Joe, DEB Concerts has not brought them to the Ideal Ballroom.
And they should.
This is our shout out and saying, please bring them to the Ideal Ballroom. But bands they have brought to the Ideal Ballroom, Steelheart, well, not to the Ideal Ballroom, but they brought in Steelheart to Safari Joe's. But they brought in bands like Dokken, Tom Kiefer, Sebastian Bach, Stryper, Lita Ford, Warrant,
Firehouse, LA Guns.
Yep. Pisto Blanco. A huge long list that keeps growing. And this September 13th, LA Guns will make their return. And this time, our friends in Grind will be opening that show.
That's right.
One Dale Diver that you'll hear just a bit will be opening up that show. Tracy Guns and Phil Lewis were on this podcast. Was that at the beginning of the show? It was back in December.
And it was a great one. Yeah. So, listen to that shit.
Yeah, check that one out. Someone else who was on this podcast was Vivian Campbell from Fist of Rage. Fist of Rage is on that show.
Jesus Christ.
I just kicked Vernon out for Vivian Campbell.
And I'm the one that's been drinking beer. You haven't.
That's right.
Holy fuck.
Do you think that I just kicked the founder of Fist of Rage out for Vivian Campbell? Do you think that the other 4 members of Fist of Rage would be like, it's cool, it's Vivian Campbell?
I don't know. I'm not going to comment.
I'm starting some shit right now.
I'm going to let you dig that hole for yourself, Trent.
Okay.
And I'm just going to be over here as an observer.
Okay. Well, backing up, Vivian Campbell's actually in last in line, and they will be here on October 18th with Fist of Rage opening.
It is actually the 19th.
That's right. Thank you for being here.
And I was going to be out of town.
And you're not now?
And now I'm not. So I will be at that show.
I thought you were going to San Antonio or something.
Well, that fell through.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the reasons why is fine.
Right.
One of those things. But now it just means I can go to this show. And I'm going to go.
That's a great consolation prize.
That's right.
Last in Line has an album out. Came out earlier this year that's fantastic. If you haven't checked that out, do so. Fist of Rage, of course, has an album out that is great. Check that out as well. And be at the Ideal Ballroom on October 19th.
Exactly.
And then going into November, on November 23rd, we've got Vixen coming to the Ideal Ballroom, along with the Iron Maidens, the all-female Iron Maiden tribute. That will also feature Down for 5 opening up. That'll be an exceptional show.
Yes, I'll definitely be at that one.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. Right before Thanksgiving.
Of course.
Party out with some good time rock and roll.
That's right.
Yeah. Down for 5 also will have new music coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, all these concerts are brought to you by DB Concerts. Eddie Trunk will be hosting all these shows. And they'll all be at the Ideal Ballroom. So, this past weekend, Grind had their CD release show at the Venue Shrine. That's where we recorded the interview you're going to hear just in a bit. But we got to talk about this a little bit first.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, so Grind got this CD, Leaders of the Free World, out. We've talked about it the last couple weeks because we debuted Senseless on here a couple episodes ago. And then last week we played Scattered Hamlet, tied the show. So we've got Grind, Scattered Hamlet, Stellar Ascent, Driver, and Crashing Cranes. And as we mentioned beforehand, that's as solid a bill as you could get when it comes to fucking rock and roll.
It definitely is. All bands turned in great sets. And, what a night.
Yeah.
Where do I start?
Well, I guess with Crashing Cranes because they opened the show, right?
That's right.
So, we are never short of compliments when it comes to this band. This is just, rock and roll at its fucking finest, right?
Exactly.
It's just the best way to describe these guys because they're not heavy, but they're just good rock and roll, and that's what, we love. We love that as much as we love a metal band. And these 3 guys are all exceptional musicians, and it just makes for some exceptional fucking music.
Exactly. You put riffs plus talent plus experience, and you've got an amazing cocktail. You've got a rock tail.
A rock tail?
Okay. That's what I'm telling you right now, Trent. Listen to me.
Yeah.
And we witnessed that. And we've always witnessed that every time we see Crashing Cranes. And, I can't say enough about, they're great musicians, but also something about when these 3 get together, there's something that is not able to be touched by human skin. That sounds a little weird, but just go with me here.
I get what you're saying.
It's otherworldly, and they're a fine addition to the Tulsa rock scene.
Yeah. They're still relatively new comparative to other bands, I guess. It's just a couple years now. We had them on this podcast. Was that early this year or late last year?
I think it was earlier this year.
Yeah. I'm getting kind of confused.
Yeah, it's getting a little cloudy.
The timelines, but yeah, that was a great episode. It was fun. So go check that one out if you haven't. It's actually will be listed under Murderous Mary, right? Because that was right before they changed it. Because that was right before they changed their name.
And we all know and love Michael Davis. He's part of the family. You know that.
Yeah.
So talent abound. It was a great time.
Yeah, of course. we also had Driver, who, as we mentioned, anytime we do these things and we do interviews at these shows, there's always something that you miss. And unfortunately for us, Driver was that band at this show when we were recording the interview with Adam and Dell.
But it was right at that time. But I know you talked to Mike D.
Yeah, I talked to him for a bit afterwards and
about what was going on with him.
And he told me that they've got 2 songs pretty much near completion that he would send our way. And as soon as we get them, we'll play them.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, we've talked about these guys a bunch of times, and I really believe, I've always liked this band from their inception, but what they do now with Brandon, I really think has brought this band to another level. And the sound that they probably were always supposed to have. And and with the musicians around Brandon, those 4 guys are just fucking phenomenal, metal musicians. So if you've never seen Driver or checked them out, do so. Then we got to see Stellar Ascent, and this was the first time that both of us had seen them.
Exactly.
And they've actually got an EP out. You can check out pretty much anywhere you can find music, called Terminal 1. And I know they played with Head PE at the Shrine back in May.
Yes, definitely.
But to get to see them live, it was a treat, man. This is a great band. Just a solid, huge sounding rock band with vocals that are, what's the right word? Fucking soaring, majestic.
I like those words. Go with that.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think?
I thought the female vocals were a great dynamic, and they were different for something that goes on around here.
Yeah.
I think it was, you have to give it up to them that, they sold a ton of tickets for this show. They were definitely, a hit for this bill.
Yeah.
And, it just makes you proud of the scene. And, I really enjoyed their set. It was good, chunky, dense rock and roll.
Yeah. Kind of a little darker, moodier.
Yeah, it would. It definitely fits the airwaves, and I really hope to hear them on said airwaves.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, why don't we play them now so everybody can hear them on this? Even though these aren't the airwaves, the streaming waves. I don't know.
Some kind of wave. Fuck it. I definitely think we should play them.
All right. Here's Stellar Ascent with Chernobyl.
Tell me what is your excuse? Society's gone up in flames and you're
Chernobyl from Stellar Ascent. You can find that on their EP, which is on Spotify, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you can find music, iTunes, Google, all that great stuff. So look them up, follow them on Facebook, and check these guys out.
Yeah, I mean, don't bore us. Get to the chorus. I mean, they did that. I mean, how can you not? You can't forget that chorus.
I know.
So, that's a home run for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Stellar Ascent. So then, followed them was the, I don't want to say the stars of the show, but what's the right word? The reason
this gig existed.
Yeah.
The reason
we all came together.
That's right.
These other 4 bands came together and we all came together was because Grind was celebrating the release of their album, Leaders of the Free World.
And it wasn't an album.
Yeah. 10 tracks. You've heard Senseless on here. You've heard Mirrors on here and Bridges on here. So you've heard 3 of these tracks on this podcast in the past year. And there's several songs that you haven't heard, so you need to get this out.
The song Maybe.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Talk about just nasty fucking, and I mean, talk about riffage and just, the intro is just like, it's just goddamn near underground. I love that song, dude.
Yeah. Man, I love the title track.
Yes.
It's just so much like talking to CJ about Junkyard whenever we were at that show. And, just like how much he loved that band and how much we love that band.
Yeah.
And this, you hear this song and you can kind of hear that influence in there a little bit. And, I mean, this is just a fucking feel-good song at its core. And,
yeah.
I mean,
totally.
All the stuff like, Identity Crisis and
Binge.
And Binge.
We've heard that for years, and to have it to where I can listen to it anytime, to have the CD, that's so great. I love that song.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, this just as a whole, this is a great rock album, which you will hear or read more about because Jason's, by the time you hear this, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to whip up a review.
Yeah, you'll hear it. You'll read it. Excuse me.
Everybody read and share. So that's coming.
Yeah. So, and then, of course, their performance was top notch because it's fucking Grind.
Yeah, I mean, they you can tell they put work into this. This was a little different than any other times I've seen them. You could tell the care that they put into this.
Yeah. And
the importance that it had to them. It really translated. It was a very special night.
Yep. Very glad that we were able to be there as well.
Of course.
And they were followed by our friends at Scattered Hamlet.
Oh, man.
And per usual, you burn the fucking house down.
Oh, yeah.
That's what.
Fuck the keyboard warriors.
And, of note, we got to see Jake Thompson on stage. I haven't seen that since. I remember seeing it once or twice at DTL. I can't remember with who, but, to see him back up on stage was cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, to see that was great. I got a couple pictures of it. And just their whole set. I mean, their sound. Southern chunk. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's comforting. It's like the Southern food. It's comforting.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. That you know that you're going to get taken care of. Well taken care of. You know you're going to get the truth.
They're the goddamn Southern comfort food of metal.
I'm telling you, you're going to get taken care of.
I have a feeling those 4 guys will appreciate that.
I hope so, because that's what this does to you. It's just, you cannot go wrong with Scattered Hamlet. They prove it time and time again. And also this ties in, but from start to finish, the whole night, the crowd was awesome. The crowd was there. I'm so glad Scattered Hamlet got a great crowd in Tulsa. They should be proud. Tulsa should be proud. It was just, they turned in a great set, and it was a great way to close out the evening.
Yeah.
I mean, keg stands and everything.
Adam Newell just fucking burning that.
That guy is a beast on the guitar. He makes it look so easy. I watch these guys all night. I do what I do. I've played before, and every time it's just like nervous energy. I feel like anything is going to just completely fuck up at any moment. But you watch these guys, and Adam Newell is a perfect example of this. It's like second nature to these guys. And it's something I wish the fuck I could do. And to see that, it's just flawless. It's seamless. It's such a joy to watch.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, because Adam, Joad, and Rich Irwin both look natural as hell. Like, this is what they were born to do.
Yes,
know?
Exactly.
And Grant, is a huge addition as well. And this band is, I said this to someone other night, I don't remember who, but I just don't understand why this band isn't, like, at the next level.
Mm-hmm.
You could say that about any of these bands that night. But, I mean, as much as we've seen Scattered Hamlet over the last 6-7 years,
mm-hmm.
I mean, we're bordering on probably 20 times now. Between all the times I saw them at Rocklahoma, times we've seen them in Tulsa,
Downtown
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Oklahoma City. Yeah, we saw them in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. I mean, I saw them at Rocklahoma probably 8 times.
Yeah.
If you're not on board with Scattered Hamlet, get your ass on board.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do we have anything else to talk about before we jump into this thing?
I think we just need to get into it. We got Adam Joad from Scattered Hamlet. We got Dale Diver from Grind. These guys are two outspoken, funny guys. They also have a lot of really cool shit to say that makes you think. And our idea was just, how cool would it be to get these guys together? They like a lot of the same shit. Just bounce shit off of each other, and we pulled it off. And I think this is a pretty unique and pretty special moment in our history.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to unfurl it for everybody here.
Well, yeah, it's funny because, a couple months ago, we mentioned it on the podcast just kind of as a joke.
Yeah, when the bill got announced, oh fuck, we got to do something here.
Yeah.
And we got it going, and we did it.
Yeah, I almost just thought, this is something we're saying out loud that won't happen.
Yeah.
But a few weeks ago, when we were hanging out with CJ, and he's like, "You've got to make this happen."
Mm-hmm.
And so then that's when we kind of pushed for it, and here we are.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you pulled it off. It was awesome. We did it.
Yeah, so very happy to bring this, and let's just get into it. Here's Dale Diver of Grind and Adam Joad of Scattered Hamlet.
Follow you on Facebook and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys killing it.
Clutch was Neil Fallon was insane. I couldn't believe
it.
Dude,
that man, he is exactly what you think he would be.
Yes, yeah.
We were backstage at Rockfest, and we were riding around the golf cart, and I was like, "Take us to Clutch's bus. I want to talk to Neil." And and Jake and Rich were like, "No, we want to get beer." So we drove to They drove us to the thing, and they went in to get beer from, whatever the fucking festival thing is. And we sat in the thing, and then fucking Neil just comes walking past. So I was like, oh, this works out. So I was like, hey, Neil. And he's just like, yes. It's just like,
yeah.
And I was like, dude, I was like, man, I was selling merch up there when the DC sound attack came on. I was like, everybody needs to be quiet when the DC sound attack's on. He goes, I like your attitude, man.
Right?
Yeah, and it was like, the way he phrased his words, I was like, this is why his lyrics are fucking, that man's brain is a fucking, no, I don't think anyone knows what he's fucking talking about. Yeah, it was incredible.
He might not either, but it works still.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Then he took this picture with us and made the goofiest fucking face. And it was fucking hilarious. It was just I was like, that was everything I could hope it would be.
That's awesome. All right, kick it off.
The idea behind this was because both of you are extremely opinionated people.
I'm very open-minded.
Well, we're the same way. And we thought if we put the two of you together and just rattled off topics, then we might get a few
Let's burn
choice
some
words.
motherfuckers down. Let's burn everybody down. Let's do it.
The last time I did this, we were in Incarnation. They had to edit half the fucking interview because
That's what's going to happen right
everybody
here.
started, they're like, "Why did you guys let Joe just fucking go off?" In the interview? And I was just like, "Oh,
we were not happy.
yeah, I went fucking. Yeah, I'm not real sure when I switched to like Ted Nugent's son. Like, yeah, it's been. Yeah, I was like, I hear myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm like my fucking dad now, man. Like, anyway, all right,
All you.
Let's just dive in. Donald Trump.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow.
Hey, grab you by the pussy. Natural born leader. Like, why not?
I never endorse any political candidate, but like whether or not you love or hate the guy, he doubles down on his thing. Like he could say the most retarded shit in the world, and he'll double down on that shit. Like he does not backpedal. Like even if he's like a thing. So I mean, there's something to be said for that. So, but
He might be the original Indian. Like, he invented casinos and shit. You know what I mean?
But if he did, he would fucking double down on it and be like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I did it.
You know, like when Al Gore was like, I invented the internet or something, if somebody called him back and, well, then Al Gore backpedals. No, Trump would be like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It'd just be fucking,
Yeah.
you know, so it's fucking funny shit. Oh, shit. Hang on, brother, I'm doing an interview. Talk a second. Yeah.
Well,
You see these two thugs?
speaking of, I mean, kind of on the same lines, vocalist or any musician that gets on stage and talks politics, what is your thoughts on that shit?
It depends, man. You know, like I've talked about this in interviews for a long time. Like, you know, I'm real good friends, like with Tom Morello, Anti-Flag, and they couldn't be further. Like, I'm like their weird hillbilly friend from the country or whatever. But like, you know, I was talking to Morello about this probably like 3-4 weeks ago, and you know, he was saying like how he's buddies with Kid Rock, and we were talking about controlling feedback on guitars, and he's like, I called Ted Nugent on the phone to ask him. So imagine like Tom Morello and Ted Nugent can talk. So that's the problem, I think, with politics, that everybody's just talking at each other. It's like, wait a minute, if you could take the ultra left-wing guy and the ultra right-wing guy and they can have a conversation, you know, about something, it's like, we can probably do that too then, you know? Yeah. So it's like, whatever your thing is, man. I mean, you got the platform and people are listening, you know. If I don't want to listen, I can turn it off. That's the beautiful thing about it, you know.
You know, Henry Rollins said in an interview, he's like, I love Ted Nugent. He's a friend of mine. We can have conversations.
Yeah.
He says some fucked up shit.
Yeah. He's clearly an insane man. I mean, like, it's about... Sometimes I'm just like, whoa, you know, but he'll double down on that shit too. I'm a big fan of doubling down on crazy shit.
Just stick with it, whatever.
You want to hear the funny story about that conversation? I was like,
sorry, brother.
What did Ted tell you, Tom, about controlling the feedback on the hollow body? And he was like, he told me you have to be Ted Nugent to do it.
Oh my God.
He was like, is there a better Ted Nugent answer than that? I was like, so Guitar Legend number 2 calls Guitar Legend number 1, who then returns the call back and was like, you have to be me to do it. Like, that's, fuck yeah. So I was like, this is the greatest conversation
And why
ever,
he tunes
right?
it, lightning bolts shoot out of his ass, like, right?
Yeah. I was like, that was the greatest answer ever.
That's how it works.
Like, I was
That's
like,
how it works.
yeah, those were my weird. Yeah, I was just like, oh wow, okay, well, so I guess that I have no hope for that. I was like, because neither of us are Ted Nugent, so that's that. But I will take him up. If he wants to, Uncle Ted, if you're listening, I'll outshoot you with my bow, man. You don't want to mess around. I got my target out my back fucking porch, and I can.
So you believe you could outshoot
Ted with my bow?
Yeah,
no question.
Hell yeah!
Wow.
I like
challenge.
I'll double down
Challenge.
on that, Ted.
Double down on it. Okay.
Now I will give Ted credit. The last time I heard, he doesn't use sighting pins, from what I believe and stuff. That's a different. I don't do that. So if he told me I had to remove the pins on mine,
So he kind of shoots recurve, kind of.
No, he uses
Like open
compound
sight?
still, but he uses open sight.
sight, yeah.
If I had to use open sights and he made the rules like that, he would fuck. I couldn't touch him.
Man, I saw Damn Yankees. I was fucking
yeah.
like 19, 20. And dude, he shot a fucking bow across the stage at the show. Like,
I remember that
flaming
shit.
arrows.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah, I didn't.
Dude, I've been trying to get Grant to let me shoot an apple off his head on stage. He ain't having it, man.
So okay then. Talking about stage stuff, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Best frontman, not singer, but a frontman.
My favorite?
Who do you think's the best? Which is probably your favorite too. So,
Man, I grew up in the 80s was a thing for me, but the front men in the 90s, like I like the drug guys. Like I like Scott Weiland. I like Lane Staley.
okay.
I like that shit. It was dark and it scared me, and I kind of liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, pound for pound, front man. Oh, you guys are gonna crucify me, but John Bon Jovi is probably one of the greatest frontmen to walk the earth.
Bon
man.
Jovi's badass. I'm not going to give him the title ahead of mine, but he's badass.
Yeah, he just.
God, I love Bon Jovi.
I don't. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but
No,
like
he's
you asked
got
about the best frontman, like
Yeah,
that
exactly.
guy's like,
and he's still got it. You know,
yeah,
it's like
he's John fucking.
Dude, I've been wanting to cover fucking the Young Guns themes. Okay, I'm going to go off another tangent here. I was at my high school.
That's a soundtrack. That's one of the best records ever.
Oh yeah, there's no. We had
Was
my,
it
one of
Young
my high
Guns?
school. Yeah, oh yeah,
Well,
Young Guns
I
2.
wore that tape out. I wore that tape out, dude.
Dude, we had that's we're at my high school reunion. They had like a live band, you know, so they contacted me and they're like, hey, you know, we want you to get up with the live band and play. We want to play like a couple of your songs, and I was like, yes, but here's the stipulation. I picked the 2 songs that we do from SH, and I'm going to do Bryan Adams' Summer of '69, and I'm going to do Bon Jovi, Wanted Dead or Alive, and or the Young Guns theme. You guys select them. If it's no to the other 2, then no, you can't play my
And
songs.
that's the thing is, it's like it's
So I did Dead or Alive. Anyway.
as much as you want to be gay, but like, dude, that song rocks. Like everyone knows that tune.
Yeah.
Both of them. I ended up doing Dead or Alive. They didn't do the Young Guns theme, but
I know
pretty
it's
sweet, man.
it's not the what we do, you know, and it's not it doesn't run in our gamut, but it's the things that you guys heard it too. We grew up listening to that shit. I'm like, dude,
I listened to New Jersey the other day.
I
in
know.
its entirety.
Fucking Bad Medicine.
That was
comes on.
yeah,
It's like,
dude.
yeah,
You're
that's
not
what I'm
turning.
talking
You're
about.
not facing the station.
The first 3 songs on that album are perfect.
Every time I'm in there, I'm like fucking doing my fucking, you know, you can. I'm doing. You can't hear this, but I'm doing sweet drum tricks right now.
right.
But
Washing your hair, you're like, your love is like bad medicine.
fuck yeah, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah, man.
No, but my pick though will predate that, and I go back to David Lee Roth. He'll teach you that.
Oh,
a front
shit.
man is 90% attitude and 10% ability.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, you know, just watch that guy. Like, you know, he's fucking Diamond Dave, man. You know, like I think like he is the front man. Like that's my, you know, he's like the blueprint for all that. You know, like, and you know, if I could walk around wearing leather pants and fringe and carry a sword on stage, like this would be my shit.
What do you think about Steel Panther?
I love those guys. I used to watch them when I lived in LA and they were still metal school and they only did like covers then and stuff. And those guys can play, man. Like, you know, to pull off that kind of level of comedy and to make it look like you don't care, you have to be really good. And like a lot of people, like it's like, yeah, it might be a joke, but they can fucking play, man. Yeah, it's
we got to hang out with them a little bit at Rocklahoma, and these guys are stellar, dude.
Nice people.
But they're fucking brilliant, dude. Like, you know, and that's the thing is like, body for body. I don't know if this makes any sense, but you know how when Rocklahoma ends, everybody has to go to that stage, right? So the DEB stage or the Zen stage where we played, when Steel Panther played, dude, there was per square inch there were more people at the Steel Panther show than all of Rocklahoma, dude. Like,
yeah, they're
for me that weekend was the best band there all weekend.
I'm not gonna rat anybody out, but like in their early days in LA, I know Satchel like was a guitar teacher to a lot of
that's what he did.
famous.
He was in Fight.
He was teaching a lot of like
That's what he
famous
was,
guitar
yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I said, I'm not going to say anything about, but you know, like people would go to him. You know, like he was that guy.
He was a cool motherfucker. We were hanging out, and my son was hanging out, and we were sitting there, and Lexi walked by, and the singer walked by. I was like, "Hey, Satch." He was like, "What's up, guys?" My son was like, "Oh, God." You know, we took pictures of him. He was cool as shit. He was like, "Hurry up, because I'm sweating my balls off." And we're like,
he told me before one time. I was asking about one of his George Lynch signature guitars or whatever, and he just stopped me and looked at me. He goes, "You're old because all the kids here think that that's a Satchel guitar." That was his answer, and he was like, and then he just proceeded to tell me about it. I was like, all right, you know, I'll accept that, man. You know, that I knew.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So it's fucking funny. Yeah, he is, but it was. Yeah, I mean, because there's only a few people that can pull those guitars off. I'm not one of them. Satchel.
yeah, when we were at Rock, dude, homeboy dressed up like Ozzy. and he came out, and they sounded. I know he did Ozzy, but they sounded like
Yeah. They're
Ozzy.
good, man.
Like,
They're
dude,
fucking-
it sounded like Ozzy was there. It was killer.
Well, talking about people on the mic, let's move to wrestling since I know both of you are diehards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who do you think the greatest performer on the mic is? Not wrestler.
Okay.
Just
I
greatest
got my
on the
answer
mic.
already.
On the mic?
Yeah. All time or now, whatever.
Ric Flair, man.
All right.
That's
Easy enough.
Yeah, he's like the best. I was watching. You ever watch Swerved on WWE Network?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the episode where they let his daughter in backstage and they stop him and they're like, "Are you a wrestler, sir?" And he's like, "Yes," and you can tell he's just pissed, right? And then he's like, they're like, "What is it?" And he's like, Ric Flair, and he's like, the guy's like, can you spell that, please? And he just goes FAMOUS. Didn't skip a beat, and I was like, that's the greatest answer I've ever heard in my life. But I was just like, he's not even in character. He's walking into the arena, and that was his answer. I'm like, swagger. Yeah.
Ric Flair's the bomb. Man, I gotta say, The Rock.
He's good.
He's still my
Yeah,
favorite.
He's good.
still the favorite.
Yeah, he's good too.
He can come in and take everybody's breath away and just talk shit.
People's elbow, man.
Yeah. The worst move in the world.
Yeah.
Dude, we have an area in my hometown called Bucktown. Since we've been kids, we call it the Bucktown elbow. So when I go home, there's a tattoo
Bucktown
artist
elbow.
that's going to write Bucktown around one of my elbows. It's only going to make sense to 25 people. But to those 25 people, I'm going to be elevated to God status when I have that.
So when you see him, you get to drop the elbow
Yeah,
on
I'm
him.
going to be like, you got the people's elbow up? Bucktown. son.
Bucktown, bitch.
Clearly we stole it from The Rock.
Yeah,
we were
lay
kids
down.
watching The Rock and so, this was the only move we could do. So we're like, oh, yeah, we're coming out with the Bucktown elbow, which is a devastating move.
That's awesome.
See, I'm getting Bucktown elbow.
Something like that.
Good answers.
Well, who do you think the worst wrestler is? Successful wrestler.
Oh, shit.
Roman Reigns.
The worst.
I'm talking
damn.
all around.
I'm not even a wrestler.
Roman
the
Reigns.
worst successful wrestler.
Yeah, someone that's successful in the sense of everybody knows who he is, not
But
Some
okay.
Well,
I don't-
technical
I get it.
wrestling or having no mic skills.
Triple H.
just a combination of both, I guess.
I'm going to stand by
you,
Roman.
dude.
I'm going to stand by Roman Reigns
He's the
because
greatest of all time.
Fucking whatever.
that dude gets
In
the
a
most
combo.
ridiculous
Wrestling, I gotta
push
get a beer or
and
something.
Triple H,
Yeah,
terrible.
I'm not a Roman Reigns fan, but it's like he gets the biggest push and now he's in a movie with The Rock. It's like
Well, he's the next move, man.
but he's not.
But
he
he's
doesn't
better.
have it,
I know,
man.
but he's gotten better.
He has gotten better. I will give him that. And you know what I appreciate about him? I mean, I think he's a solid role model for the kids, overcoming cancer. I'm sure he's a stellar human being, but I'm the guy that liked fucking the biggest assholes. I like I like heels. You know what I mean? And
I like CM Punk. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
man. I like a good villain.
Yeah, I'm a big villain fan, but yeah, he's a good face. But I just, I was never attracted to that. I used to always love the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid, and now I go back and listen to his promos. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I was
I'm
like,
rooting for Dolph Ziggler.
I don't know, man. He's like Shawn Michaels light, man.
I know, but he could. But that's exactly how he could do it.
All right.
He could slide right in and be the next showstopper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to be a writer for WWE.
Dude, we heard
me
so
too.
many. We have a buddy. I'm not going to call him out again.
I'd
That's
love
in
to
the
be a writer for
WWE, and he tells us the stories about. It's way less organized than you think it is. He showed up for WrestleMania. He was telling us, and he's like, he didn't even have a script or anything. And they're like, oh yeah, go see your writer. His writer's not there.
Wow.
Yeah, these are the kind of stories he's telling us. I'm like, are you fucking kidding
That
me?
would drive me. I would be like, I need to know what's
Yeah,
going
no,
on.
he said, he's not like a. I mean, it might be different if you're a top tier guy,
Yeah.
but he's like, so that's kind of, and we kind of feel that way at festivals and stuff because we're not at the top, but we're there, so we're
Yeah.
stoked to be there, but we're not getting treated when it starts, we're not they're not rolling out the red carpet like they do for Disturbed or we
Yeah.
don't make them that much money. I get it, and to hear him being in a similar position like that, tell the stories, and I'm just like. And then we tell him a story, and it blows his mind because he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no. And then he tells you that, and it's just like, oh, it's all the same shit in every entertainment business,
I would love to be a writer for one of those wrestlers that don't talk good shit. I would like to write for Seth Rollins shit is weak. Really?
I like him, though.
Yeah, but he's a great wrestler, but his shit talking is weak.
Yeah.
like
when he had the statue of himself, I was like, I want a statue of myself. Like
exactly, that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I would make everything about me, and when it come out, I'm like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like Ric Flair. Like, it was about him.
Yeah, like just think like Batista, you know.
Yeah, fuck Batista.
If he could have fucking talked more than just like I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah, he was he had no shit talking, right?
Yeah.
Dude, look at
it was like a fourth grader shit.
But
talking.
he had the look and everything.
Yeah.
If he had somebody him talking his shit,
yeah.
But if
Batista
you
could have been the man.
Like even like take like UFC or something like. There's fighters that their careers should have been over, like Chael Sonnen and people like that, or even look at what's his face, the angry Irish kid, the guy that fucking always
McGregor.
McGregor, like these guys are like they're a top draw because they're polarizing. Like it even goes further than their abilities, and like so. Any sport you're like that where you're trying to attract people, or even I guess in music too, like being captivating like that is just a huge part of it. Like there's an entertainment factor.
About 3-4 months ago, I did an acoustic show with Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
WWE SmackDown was here.
Yeah.
Like Bailey come in, Mickey James. What's his name? The dude that is with Shane McMahon all the time. Drew McIntyre. That motherfucker is like.
Yeah, those guys are big.
Dude, that motherfucker is like this big, dude. And then Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy were here. It was cool. Awesome. We did it right here.
Delete. I just want to run around and go delete.
Maybe.
All right. He didn't do that during the show.
All right. Bo and Luke Duke in a tag team match with you two. Who takes it? Who wins?
Oh, we win.
Yeah, we're gonna crush
hands
them,
down.
Yeah,
Fuck them.
I love the Duke. I'm not gonna go up against the Duke boys, but there's no way.
Okay.
Even in their heyday, man.
We're not gonna fight.
What about Coy and Vance?
We're not gonna fight on the
Vance
You'll definitely
aren't even
crush
allowed
them.
in the same arena
You'll
as us.
definitely crush them.
I mean, I appreciate them keeping the show going while Bo and Luke Duke were out riding NASCAR, but at the same time, it just wasn't the same.
They were negotiating contracts.
Yeah, we have moves. He and I have moves that nobody's even seen before. We were talking about the Bucktown elbow. We have other ones we're not even telling you about. So like the Duke boys wouldn't even fucking know what hit him because we already have this worked out. We don't even have to talk about it. We just go like this.
Yeah,
and he knows what I'm thinking.
And those guys are pieces of shit. They don't even deserve to get in the ring with us. So they're not even worthy to get in the fucking ring. So we're gonna kick their asses before they get in the ring.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, they
can
can
probably
probably
those ones where the bell never even rings.
They can outdrive us. I mean,
ring.
like Bo and Luke maybe they can outrace us. I'm not gonna try to beat them at NASCAR, but they can't hang with us in pro wrestling.
Yeah. Sweet chin music's all they got coming for them.
It's not gonna happen.
Love it. Love it.
So I know you're a fisherman. I assume you are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You had a question because this guy.
No, I didn't.
I've never been noodling. This guy's been noodling.
Oh yeah.
Have both of you done that?
I have noodled before. I was really scared, but
that was me.
I never committed. Like I kind of just crawled on the river floor with everyone and behind them, and the other guys were.
We got a lot of snapping turtles by me, and I play guitar a lot now, so. It trips me out a bit, man. Like I mean, those guys that do it, respect and stuff, but like I don't like to stick my hands in shit I can't see.
I was an observer. I was just like you. I was like, I got a chance to go, and I'm like, I want to see how this works, and I just kind of went behind everybody.
It's fucking crazy.
I put in there one time, and I felt them kind of shake, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I want my fingers.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have teeth, but they've got some serious pressure, man.
It's a cool sport. Guys do it all the time, but man, it's the reward worth the risk kind of deal. Like, I'm not sticking my hand in.
That's more for like fishing's a very regional thing. Like where I am, like that's not a thing. Like it's we don't have the big size. Our big cats are like down by the lock and stuff in the river, and the small areas like where I'm fishing. Like. I'm more going after smallmouth and like muskie and like these creeks and stuff, and there's not many. I don't know anyone. Like I know lifelong fishermen. No one by me noodles. Like it's just kind of one of those. Yeah.
It's an Oklahoma thing.
Yeah,
man.
no, it is. It's like maybe if I grew up in a different area,
it's a South Oklahoma thing, North Texas kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's
it's definitely fishing's regional like that.
I went to that Noodle Fest in South. What's that? South Paul's last year, and this kid, like 15 years old, dude. He had a 60-pound fucking flathead on his shoulder. He won the contest. He was just a kid. I was like, holy crap! I'm like, how did you get that out of the water? I'm like, the fish was big as the kid was. So
Dude, it was cool. The motherfucker I went with had scuba gear. He wasn't fucking around.
Okay.
There's always that guy in any sport that just goes the extra distance like that.
And he brought out a drag. I mean, it was nuts. I mean,
There's always that guy, that just takes it that extra. Yeah. No, there's been I go creek fishing right on the creek I fish is basically the Mason-Dixon line. It's the border of West Virginia and Pennsylvania. So sometimes you're in West Virginia, sometimes you're in PA. And that's kind of
super cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Well, finish this on a serious note for both of you, music-wise. What's it feel like to finally get this album out? And it's been about 3 years since you've had an album out. So what's the status on that?
We've been working this album for about 4 years. And my biggest concern is not about the album. The album will do what it does. The music is good. The guys and we're all good. My biggest fear is that when the album went to the table to press, I don't know if we're going to press this, but there was different mixes to songs over the time.
So the CD you gave me, I'm going to put it in. It's going to be fucking Garth Brooks or something.
So there's great compression on some songs, and then there's old compression on other songs. So I just hope that the story tells the story.
Right.
I hope it don't take you away and you. Mm-hmm. But that was part of this album was telling the story, and that's my biggest concern about that. But other than that, dude, I'm proud of it. I wrote all these. Me and the guys, we wrote all these songs. I lyrically get to write for the band, and we're good. These guys are here.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
We're gonna kick some ass in a little bit, but I hope everybody comes out and buys an album.
Yeah, definitely buy their album.
And what's coming for you guys?
We tracked 15 songs in Nashville a couple months ago. So we have a new album and an EP. We're probably gonna stagger how we release it and stuff. They're from the same session. I got to. I'm about half the vocals done. I have to finish it. I've been, unfortunately, tour came up and I locked myself in the basement and didn't talk to anybody for a couple of weeks because I get weird sometimes. So nothing got done during that period. Except, I spit in a cup and filmed Appalachian Apostle, and then I get crazier, and then Rich gets concerned when I isolate myself because I start to lose a little touch with reality, and then you have to, kind of come down and be like, Joad, we got to get you back together again. So I'm back on the vocal train again. So we should. I know what needs to happen, and basically then when it's all tracked, I track the vocals in my studio. We track the album. We did it live. We did all four of us playing instruments live. Very few overdubs. In Nashville, and then we re-recorded some things too from the early days, so that's going to be interesting. We'll probably put that on the EP. We re-recorded Friends and Hillbilly Harmony and stuff that I didn't like the way the early production was on it. So I was like, what if we did it like we are now, the way we do it live? So we went back and revisited that. It did.
Plus half the band's different too.
Yeah. It's just different, So we kind of did it the way we did now, and we did. We did some stuff like one of my friend Pete Berwick wrote a great song called "See You in Hell" and "I'll Bring the Beer," and it's kind of a slower song.
That's great.
And he's a tremendous songwriter. And I heard him play it acoustic once. I was like, dude, it was like a couple years ago. I was like, Pete, I want that song. And he's like, yeah, you can have it. Wow. So basically, I was like, one day when I get this right, we're gonna record it. And we recorded it, and as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the coolest things I think that we've done because it's outside of our wheelhouse. It's not the way I would typically approach lyrics or anything. And after that, unfortunately, then it's we'll probably take it out. I'll mix it with our guy out there, and I'll fly out to LA and mix it, and then we'll talk to the dreaded business people in the industry, and I'll probably have a fight with them again, and then we'll release it. Typically how that goes. They'll be like, yeah, but can we get more of a redneck Nickelback thing going on? I'll be like, no. I think that's a fucking horrible idea. And these are the conversations I've had with those guys. So it'd be like, as bad as you think it is, it's like that, It's like it's just business people that they're just very focused on. If this sells, that's what they want you to do. It's like, well, Five Finger Death Punch is very popular right now. They're like, so, why don't you do something like that, but then put your own twist on it? I was like, well, no, they're doing that. Like, why don't we do something, we do us and they do them? Like, that's what makes music cool, not, trying to be a weak copy of a copy. If y'all saw that duplicity shit. And I'm an interview, brother. I'll talk to you in 1 minute, okay? Good to see you, though.
Yeah, get out of here.
And
God damn.
We're busy.
And Yeah, and and we'll get it going, and it'll be fun, you know. And I'm gonna release the album I want to release, and you know that's however we release it will be the way we want it to.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Cassette only.
Dude, I don't even have a cassette player. I have an 8-track and a vinyl.
Dude, I bought one on Amazon, and I listen to cassettes frequently.
Murdoch.
Jesus.
Cool,
Cassettes would
man.
be sweet though, man.
Yeah, thanks for...
I appreciate you guys doing this.
Well, thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
We love you guys, man. I want to support any way possible.
Thank you guys. There you go, Del Diver from Grind, and Adam Joad, the Appalachian Apostle from Scattered Hamlet. And I should have said Del Diver Godzilla, as CJ would call him. But yes, very cool to make that happen. This is actually, we were just talking, the 5th time that Adam Joad's been on this podcast. And believe the 5th time someone from Grind has been on this podcast.
That's right.
Because this is Del's 3rd time. CJ's been on here like 4 times, but so here we go.
And it took us 230 episodes to finally talk about noodling.
That's right. And to finally get you to talk about Bon Jovi.
Jesus Christ. Like I said, Blaze of Glory, amazing soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Blaze of Glory. Fucking...
Young Guns 2.
Young Guns 2.
Whatever.
That's the name of the soundtrack.
Whatever.
And then New Jersey. And fucking Slippery and Wet. And Keep the Faith. I'll fucking say it. All right. Sorry for the tangent. But, yes. Very glad to make that happen. Very cool. So, you know, it'd be cool to do more stuff like that in the future. So if you have any ideas of, like, people we should put together and just, like, throw topics at, let us know.
Yeah.
DeepDownUnderground@gmail.com.
Email us anything.
Yeah. Just email us pictures that you have of us out and about, like if you're stalking us or shit. I don't know.
Well, they're stalking me then.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you know what we thought about doing in an episode or two was like our top 5 concerts ever.
Yeah.
Since we've been, since we were mere pups.
Yeah, like this was, okay, so were you going somewhere with this or should I?
The only other thing else I was going to say, so if you have your top 5 shows ever, email us. Let us know. We'll talk about it.
There you go.
But yes, go ahead, sir.
Well, no, I was going to say the same. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, email it, post on Facebook. Fuck it, I'll make a Facebook post. That'll garner more.
Yes, you definitely should.
Than this.
Definitely should.
But so, yeah, people be thinking about your top 5 concerts.
Yes. We'll post about it, comment. We'll have an episode where we talk about ours, and we will read your comments. Maybe we've all been at the same shows. That's definitely happened.
1995, Kane's Ballroom, Greta. Not Greta Van Fleet, Greta.
Just Greta.
Yeah.
And there's a big long story that we don't have time for right now going into that one.
Jimmy's Chicken Shack at Edgefest.
I mean, come on. I mean, you never know. What was it?
Matchbox 20 at the Chesapeake Arena, 2008.
Fuck you, dude.
I was there. It's not my top 5, but
look, how about
Alanis
this?
Morissette
How about
opened.
this?
That's something great.
Well, Alanis Morissette's different. She's fucking hot. I would go see her no matter what.
Dude, Taylor Swift's hot. I'm not going to see her.
Well, see, that's the thing. Is Alanis Morissette, she's hot, but she also has good music.
Yeah, right.
Taylor Swift, not so much.
Okay, that's just what I was saying. That you can't just say she's hot and say that's
yeah, true. I sound like a pig. Sorry. Here's the thing, though. How about Dallas Trees, Anthrax, where Diamond Vinny got up on stage and did Cold Gin with Anthrax?
Well, that's a definite contender.
We were there.
The other ones
were you there?
Maybe someone listening.
Someone might have been there.
David Campbell might have been there. He's at half these shows.
He's at everything.
He's at 90% of the shows we were at. So.
Yeah. I was at Dropkick Murphys in Boston when Bruce Springsteen got on stage.
I wasn't, so fuck you.
Played 3 songs with them. Shipping Up to Boston, Badlands, and fuck me, I can't remember the other one. But hey,
that sounds like a Dropkick Murphys title.
Doesn't it?
Fuck me, I can't remember the other one.
Exactly.
Metallica, 1993. Jerry Cantrell got on stage and played For Whom the Bell Tolls. Guess what? You weren't there, and that's your favorite band.
Fuck you.
I was there.
I was, yeah. Anyway.
Suicidal Tendencies at the Canes. I was there by myself. What the fuck?
You came to my house after the show, too.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I came to tell you, and I went to Thrasher's house, too, to tell you how fucking great it was.
I know.
Because I didn't have a cell phone in 1990, what was that, 6?
Yeah, whatever it was. But you get the idea, people.
Rob Trujillo? What?
So let us know.
Okay. Was that a tangent?
You know it was, and that's what we do best.
So, yes. Get on all your social medias and follow Grind. Follow Scattered Hamlet. And while you're at it, follow the bands we talked about earlier. Driver, Crashing Cranes, and Stellar Ascent. All great bands. You'll hear more about all of them in future episodes, of course. But speaking of episodes going backwards, like I said, we've got Scattered Hamlet and Adam Joad on here 4 other times. Dale Diver's been on here a couple other times. We've had on, like we mentioned earlier, Crashing Cranes. We've had on Driver many times. We've had on Vivian Campbell of Last in Line. We've had on the guys from Junkyard. We've had on the guys from Kiss. By the guys, I mean Gene Simmons and Bruce Kulick.
That's right.
We've had on Dave Elfson of Megadeth. Chris Broderick, formerly of Megadeth. Just rattling off some names. We've had on guys from... Here, your point. I mean, what do you want to say?
You saw Seven Dust the other day.
Holy shit, we were going to talk about that.
And we had John Connolly on the show before.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk about that and it just slipped my mind.
Well, there you go.
Should we talk about it now? Or talk about it next episode?
Let's go next episode.
Yeah, so
I think it
full...
deserves a little bit more than a couple minutes.
Yeah, this was a pretty special one.
Yeah, so next episode we'll go into it.
Yeah, as many times as I've seen that band, it's never not special when it's fucking Seven Dust, but there's just something about the energy in that place that was just fucking off the charts. Georgia's majestic. If you've never been, it's a great venue.
Oh my God, we saw Prong and Clutch there. It was amazing.
Yeah, we saw fucking Phil there.
Oh, Jesus. Anyways, yes.
So, yeah, speaking of Phil, we've had on members of Down, like Jimmy Bauer and Kirk Winstein. We've had on members of Superjoint, like Jimmy Bauer and Steven Taylor.
And we actually did have Phil for like
30 seconds.
17 seconds.
Yeah. He was on the Jimmy Bauer episode. Steven Taylor's also in The Illegals. We've had on... Who else? Kirk Winstein's in Crowbar, of course.
You said... Let me ask you something. What's the feeling when you're in a room and Phil and Selma walks in?
The temperature changes.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like... It was like a nice 74 in there. And when he walked in, it was like 96.
Yep. Exactly. In the best fucking way.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. He talked about coffee. He talked about a guy that looked like Pepper Keenan. And I'm like, all right, we're done.
That's all we needed.
We completed what we set out to do with this podcast.
Yeah. Have you seen Phil and Selma make a cup of coffee? Well, I have.
That's going to be on your tombstone. That's your final words on your tombstone.
Exactly. I like it. I like it. My parents would be proud wherever they are.
Right. But no, Seven Dust, like you said, Shinedown, Warrant, Europe, Drowning Pool, Saving Abel, Sons of Texas, Junkyard, Battlecross. A huge-ass long list. 230 episodes now. You can check them all out. iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, TuneIn, MixCloud. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central on 102.7 WSNR. And, of course, SoundCloud.com/Thunder-Underground. Get on TheThunderUnderground.com. You can find all the socials on there. Click on every one of them. Like them all. Share them all. Tell all your friends about us. Do whatever you can. It helps us big time. We appreciate it. And, like I said, look at The Thunder Underground later this week for Jason's review of Grind's Leaders of the Free World. And are we done?
I think so. I think that wraps it up for this one.
All right. Until next time.
But hey, at least you're not his head right now. Look at that.
Yeah, just like
yeah, right.
Do you need a rag or something,
dude? Where's the eggs at?
Thunder Underground, y'all.